Zell knows Sports Talk, Saints Edition. Okay, today I just want to give a shout out to New Orleans Saints, the Who Dat Nation Facebook fan group. Almost 80,000 members strong. Let's go. We're locked in over there. This video is going to go out to my YouTube, my Twitter, my TikTok, and especially in my Facebook group, because I want us to get to a point where we're contentious and bad teams, fan bases, they divide, they splinter, we point fingers, and we get annoyed sometimes. But we got to understand that this is a rebuild, and I try to start every video off making sure that point is obvious. It's a rebuild, and we have to get that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a rebuild, so things will not look the same. And there's a lot of questions that I've been getting personally, because I seem to be like sort of like a cheerleader for our quarterback, which I'm not technically. I'm mostly just a Saints fan, but I want to give a perspective to fans on how rebuilds should work. Can it be different? Of course, but this is how it should work. So the reason why I'm always giving you guys like evidence of the development of Spencer Rattler is because I want you to see that other teams are also in rebuild, and I'm showing you that their quarterback that was probably drafted before him, drafted after him, or whatever, their young quarterbacks whom they're relying on are not necessarily doing better than Spencer, and we're just upset because we're losing. And the main problem is that our organization drafted a quarterback in the second round. So we, as fans, of course, we just want to see him. And there's nothing wrong with just wanting to see him. Okay, now here's my initial point to not necessarily being against that, but why right now it's just not the time for that. Because you have a young quarterback who's 24 years old, still under his rookie contract, that's showing promise. That's all you want from your young guy. And if it was Tyler Shough starting now, I would be saying the same thing. If your young guy is showing promise, that's what you want. You want to give him week after week after week to kind of build wins, to build statistics, build confidence, and to grow, to learn the playbook, to get comfortable. Where does this receiver like the ball? Where does this receiver like the ball? Where I'm not, when Kellen Moore said in the press conference that Spencer's not going to have to look over his shoulder, or he's not going to have to worry about getting benched after one interception. That's the confidence that a young quarterback needs. He's going to make mistakes. Has he missed some throws? You bet you he has. Is the offense looking sort of vanilla and there's a lot of checkdowns not to our liking? Yes. See, these are not things that I'm arguing when I'm bringing up the point that he's still the guy for now. Okay, Drew Brees said something in an interview. Well, not necessarily an interview. I think he was on First Take, and they was talking about the Eagles. And the one thing Drew Brees said that we all can remember is that the Eagles' offense is just terrible. It's very boring. Do they win? Yeah, but the offense is boring. Their defense is amazing. Their offense is boring. Kellen Moore, his offense is boring right now. And that's why we are kind of upset, because we have a young head coach who's in his first year as a head coach, that not only does he have to worry about play calling, but he has to worry about personnel. He has to worry about making sure all the players have flights to hotels. There's so many different dynamics now as the head coach than as a coordinator. So it's taken a while for him to adjust. So we have a young quarterback with a vanilla playbook and a young team that's just not looking good. So we blame the quarterback. Okay. And that's just not fair to the quarterback. And another point I want to bring home is that constantly bringing up last year to what's going on this year is just not going to work. The only way last year would matter to Spencer Rattler and his development this year would be if the same coaching staff from last year would be the coaching staff this year. That's like you dating a new person and you're worried about the old person. Like, the old person is gone. We're not worried about what Spencer Rattler did last year because we understand that those circumstances were odd and our entire coaching staff was fired because of it. So that's just not part of it. So I know you want to say he's 0-10. Oh, he can be 0-100 from last year. This year is where he gets a new start. And I give you an example. You remember Sam Darnold played for the Vikings last year. Last year, people were saying Justin Jefferson was a better receiver than Jamar Chase, and because Sam Darnold looked amazing, but they drafted a quarterback in the first round that they wanted to see how he fit, and now they don't look the same without Sam Darnold. See, the difference with the Saints is that we don't have a veteran quarterback. We have two young quarterbacks that battled it out in the preseason and training camp, and one got the start. So it's not like you were waiting for the one young guy to fail so the other guy can come in. No, we picked the guy that, the coaches picked the guy that they thought would lead this team this year. There was no timeline for the other guy. The only way the other guy would see the field is if the guy that was picked looks horrible. See, the media gave us a timeline because, they want to see that. And that's how you get stories. If you notice the clicks, that's what we're going to click on. Divisiveness. Like, when do we see Shuck? We might not see Shuck if Spencer plays well. If Spencer goes out, and we play the Bills this weekend, and I want to make sure this point makes sense. We play the Bills this weekend, and the Bills are 3-0. There's a 17-point favorite over us, so they're expected to blow us out. So what we have to do is just stay close and not get blown out, and that becomes a moral victory. It's going to still be a loss, but it becomes a moral victory if we cover. If we cover that 16, that's a moral victory. That means we did better because the Seahawks beat us by 31. And they had a lot of injuries as well. So we got to deal with that. So our special teams have to step up and these penalties have to stop. And it'll be a moral victory. As long as Spencer Rattler doesn't go out there and throw 4 or 5 interceptions, he'll be starting the next week against the Giants. And his record's going to be 0-9, 0-10, and you all are going to keep repeating that same narrative. But none of the coaches are going to care about his last year's record. His record will be 1-3 or 0-4 after this game. And that's all these coaches care about. And I'm trying to get us in the understanding of what's going on here. Okay, and there's another question asking me about Derek Carr. Why didn't we support Derek Carr? And I wanted to let you guys know we supported Derek Carr, and we still supported Derek Carr. And I can tell you right now that if Derek Carr was 24 years old as a Saints player right now, we would be champion our franchise quarterback, because Derek Carr is definitely a must. He came out more NFL ready than Shuck and Rattler. Derek Carr was a beast in his younger years, guys. Don't forget that. So if we got the 24-year-old Derek Carr, yes, let's go. I'm going with Derek Carr. We got the 24-year-old Jameis Winston. Let's go with Jameis Winston. If we had the 24-year-old Taysom Hill, I would be saying let's go with him. So it's not about the quarterback. It's about the fact that this is a young guy that's developing under a new coach, that we're going to watch the pitfalls. There are going to be mistakes. Mistakes are going to be made. That's why the coach had to reassure him, you do not have to look over your shoulder. Go out there, make some mistakes, learn the offense, and we're watching your progression. That's how you evaluate talent. I know some of you don't like it because you picked a guy. That's the problem with how social media and fandom is. You picked the guy and you made your pick known on social media, so you gotta constantly fight for it. It's hard to just say, you know what, I'm gonna fall on the sword and say let's just rock with what we rocking with, because it's hard to just, you feel like you lost when your guy didn't win. You didn't lose. The team he's still on the team. He's still a Saint. If we win a Super Bowl, Tyler Shuck will get a ring if he doesn't take a snap. But that's all I wanted to get off my chest, because I want us to get to the point to where we're not looking to just bench guys just because there's another guy I like more. That's not football. That's not how it works, you know? And yeah, we're at what, 10 minutes here? So yeah, I'm gonna stop right here, man. I'm out.